Good afternoon. My name is Lauren Rivera, and I'm privileged to serve the University of Scranton as the Assistant Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students. After an incredibly challenging year of navigating a global pandemic, I am thrilled to welcome you all here to the university's 121st undergraduate commencement ceremony. I know there will surely be an abundance of photos taken today, but I kindly ask that you silence your cell phones so that everyone may enjoy today's ceremony. As a general safety announcement, in the unlikely event of an emergency, please take a moment to locate the exit nearest you. Momentarily, you'll have a close-up view of today's academic procession on the screen overhead and the one behind me on the stage. I'd like to take a minute to explain a few key elements. First, behind me on the stage, you see the heraldic banners, which were commissioned by the university to celebrate anniversaries of the founding of the first Jesuit college in Messina, Sicily, and St. Thomas College, the University of Scranton's precursor. The icons on the banners bear witness to the influences that have endowed the university with its distinctive identity. The commencement ceremony begins with the posting of the colors by our ROTC, Royal Battalion Color Guard. Next, the Class of 2021 banner, a mainstay at special class functions, will arrive, followed by the 2020-2021 Student Government President, Jeffrey Colucci, and Vice President, Matthew Marcotte, who will pass the ceremonial verge to 2021-22 Student Government President, Adriana Smith, and Vice President, Claire Sunday, signifying the change in leadership. Next in the academic procession are the marshals, followed by the parent presenters, faculty, and Prodeo. The final group in today's academic procession is the stage party. The stage party will be led by the corporation marshal and the grand marshal, who carries the university mace. The procession will conclude when members of the stage party are seated. Please enjoy today's commencement ceremony and know how much we celebrate and honor each member of the class of 2021.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please be seated. What a great day. What a celebratory day. Friends, parents, and families, members of the faculty, members of the Board of Trustees, Pro Deo, distinguished guests, and graduates of the class of 2021. Welcome to the 121st commencement ceremony of the University of Scranton. Let's start with some applause here. There's going to be a lot of that today. I'm Dr. Jeff Gingrich, Acting President and Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. It's my privilege and pleasure to welcome each of you to this wonderful day of celebration, the Kenya School of Management commencement ceremony. Graduates, I know you've been looking forward to this day a long time, and I'm so glad that after this incredibly challenging year that we could do this in person. We're ready to proclaim you graduates of the University of Scranton. You have persevered and faced challenges this year beyond what we ever thought possible, but you made it here today. We are so proud of each and every one of you. As is our tradition, we begin this afternoon with the invocation, which will be offered this year by video from the Most Reverend Joseph C. Bambera, Doctor of Divinity, Licentiate of Canon Law, Bishop of the Diocese of Scranton. Please stand again as you are able and direct your attention to the large screens for Bishop Bambera.
Brothers and sisters, on this great day of celebration, let us pray. Loving God, it is so good for us to be together this day to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2021 of the University of Scranton. In these times that have challenged our resolve, wounded our spirits, and broken our hearts, we celebrate this day the power that you, O God, plant within us to overcome adversity, to recreate our world, and in the midst of darkness, to bring hope, light, and life through our openness to your abiding presence. As we lift up to you in prayer our graduates, we give thanks. We thank you, O God, for parents, for families, and all those who have nurtured and cared for our graduates and have sustained them along the way. We thank you for the educational experience built on the foundation of our Catholic faith and Jesuit traditions, an educational experience that has challenged growth in mind and spirit and has the power to endure in hearts forever. We thank you, O God, for the life and legacy of our friend, mentor, teacher, and president, Father Scott Pillars, who inspired us with his lessons of suffering, life, service, and love. Bless him with your peace and eternity. We thank you for teachers, for colleagues and friends who have walked the journey with our graduates and who have helped to make them who they are this day. We thank you for the gift of faith that gives us hope amid the joys and disappointments of life. And we thank you, O God, for our graduates, for the gift of their lives, for all that they have achieved, and for their openness to your presence. We pray that they will attend to their life's work with integrity, grounded in a deep belief in you, O God, and a profound respect for the lives that you weave into their own. May they always be committed to the pursuit of knowledge, and in an age fraught with anger and division, may they dedicate themselves to the gospel value of servant leadership. Walk with them this day, O God, into a new chapter of their lives. May the perseverance that has brought them to this moment carry them forth to build a world marked by peace, justice, and compassion beyond measure, while always mindful of your grace and presence abiding within their hearts. Amen.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I now ask everyone to please remain standing to join our University Performance Music Student Ensemble in singing the Star-Spangled Banner, which will also be brought to us by video. The words are printed on the back cover of your program, and the color guard has located the flag at the rear of the stage.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed as the twilight's last gleaming, whose dark stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight over the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I'm now very pleased to introduce Taylor Roman, who was chosen by her peers and university leadership to speak on behalf of the class. Taylor.
Thank you, Dr. Gangridge, and welcome, Mr. Slattery, members of the Board of Trustees and President's Cabinet, Dean Beldona, faculty, staff, guests, parents, and most importantly, members of the Kenya School of Management, class of 2021. I am honored to be able to speak to you today. Legacy. What does this word truly mean? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, legacy can be defined as something that is a part of your history or that remains from an earlier time. Oftentimes, we think that the word legacy is closely associated with prestige, and that only well-known figures can have a legacy. However, what this definition tells me is that in fact, we all have a legacy. What greater time to talk about your legacy than on the day known to many as the first day of the rest of our lives. This year, together, we stood in the face of the unforeseen. As a community and as a nation, we lived through a global pandemic, racial injustice, a polarizing election, mental and emotional burnout, on top of all of the challenges that students typically face. We have proven that we have the power to do the extraordinary, the power to rise above. And that is what I think of when I think about our legacy. Although the past 4 years feel like they came and went, take it all in, we did it. This university has forever made its mark on us, and in turn, we have made our mark on it. I would like to thank all of you. Thank you for your passion, your dedication, your care for one another. It is because of all of us that we are here today with the opportunity to celebrate our achievements. Today, we celebrate all we have accomplished and all that our future holds. We celebrate what it means to have a legacy and the chance to carry it on. Not only do we recognize the achievements of the Kenya School of Management's class of 2021, but we especially celebrate the achievements of students of color, women in business, and first-generation students that have overcome systemic injustice to be here today. Today, we recognize the honor and privilege we have to graduate with a degree and walk across this very stage. The legacy we created here is full of memories and lessons, but do not be mistaken, it does not end here. It is just getting started. What matters now is what wisdom we will take with us and what we will leave behind. Ask yourself, what will you take with you out into the world and into your workplaces and homes? Will you care for others as you would for yourself? Will you value and continue the friendships you've made here? Will you fight for the marginalized in boardrooms? Will you challenge systemic racism? Will you make the morally correct choice when faced with difficult decisions? Will you stand up for what's right? This university has given us the skills and the values needed to be what St. Ignatius calls us to be, agents of change. And for that, we should be forever grateful. Your legacy is not just what you have left here, but what you will carry forth with you. I would be remiss if I did not take this opportunity to express my gratitude towards my mom and dad, my family, and those closest to me. Thank you. I truly could not have done it without you, your constant love and support. I know we have all heard and seen Father Pilar's famous words, "Don't waste love." And some of us have these words pinned closely to our hearts in honor of him today. When I think of what creates a legacy, I've come to realize that it is love. Love creates a legacy. Whether it's your love for this university, this community, your career, or your friends, love is what sparked the legacy you created here, and love is what will keep it alive. Today marks the end of our journey at the University of Scranton, but I urge you to carry the legacy you have created for yourself here for the rest of your life. Cherish it, learn from it, and most importantly, never forget the moments of love and community you experienced here. It is with immense pride in my heart that I say, congratulations, class of 2021. Our next chapter begins now.
Thank you, Taylor, for those beautiful and profound words. I can think of no better theme today than the theme of legacy, and I can think of no more appropriate theme to give to a class in the class of 2021 and the legacy that you are leaving behind. I now have the pleasure of introducing by video Mr. Joseph Sorbera, class of 2008, Alumni Society President, who will induct the new graduates into the university's Alumni Society. Mr. Sorbera.
Members of the class of 2021. My name is Joe Sorbera, class of 2008, and I'm the chair of the university's Alumni Society Advisory Board. It is my pleasure to greet you today on behalf of our Alumni Society, a community of more than 50,000 graduates bonded for life by the love we share for the University of Scranton. You have persevered and thrived during one of the most difficult periods in our history. There is no doubt that you are ready to go forth and set the world on fire. One of the best gifts our Scranton education has given us is each other. It is my honor to formally induct you into the alumni family and to assure you that all who have graduated before you are here to support you and welcome you with open arms. I call on you to keep strong the bonds of friendship that you forged here through your years of study. I also call on you to stay connected to the university and to one another, no matter where your paths may lead. And in all that you do, remember the words of our beloved Father Pillars: don't waste love. And so, while your time as students has ended, you will forever be alumni of the University of Scranton, and your Alumni Society bids you a heartfelt welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Sorbera. Our ceremony today is decidedly celebratory. Today and this weekend is a day of celebration and a weekend of celebration, and yet we must acknowledge that it's also a little bittersweet because one important person is not here with us physically today. But I know that Father Pillars, our beloved president who passed away in March, is watching this ceremony today with a big smile on his face and an immense feeling of pride in each and every one of you. We want to pause now, remember him today, and we'll now have a special memorial tribute to our president, the Reverend Scott R. Pillars of the Society of Jesus.
Your time at Scranton has been a time of turning toward new ideas, and most importantly, new people. The people who will be your friends for the rest of your lives. You have been well loved by your families who provided this for you, loved by faculty and staff who prompted and prodded you to greatness, loved by friends who are now fully yours for the rest of your lives. What you are in love with, what seizes your imagination, will affect everything. What breaks your heart and what amazes you with joy and gratitude. Don't waste love. Don't waste love. Fall in love. Stay in love. And it will decide everything. After all, remember always, it's not where you breathe, but where you love, you live. I love this place. God bless you. God bless Catholic and Jesuit education, and God bless the University of Scranton. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker. We are incredibly proud that Susan St. Ledger is a University of Scranton graduate of 1986. You can find her full bio in your program. Born into a family of educators, Susan was raised to always value learning. After earning her bachelor's degree magna cum laude from the university, she took a position as a software engineer at the National Security Agency. From there, she went on to advance senior leadership roles in numerous high-growth technology companies. Susan's deep knowledge in broad areas has made her a visionary in the field. Gratitude for the experiences and the mentors she has encountered along the way has also made her an advocate for deepening the commitment, inclusiveness, and guidance offered to women in technology fields. Because of travel restrictions, Ms. Susan St. Ledger graciously agreed to offer her address to our graduates by video. Please again turn your attention to the big screens for Ms. Susan St. Ledger.
University of Scranton, I'm thrilled and honored to speak with you today. I'd like to express my gratitude for the tremendous honor that Father Pilar's bestowed upon me with the Honorary Doctor of Letters degree, and for inviting me to speak. His impact on our university and his commitment to students will be treasured always. I'd also like to thank Acting President Dr. Gingrich for having me today, as well as our Board of Trustees, distinguished faculty and guests, parents and families. But most of all, thank you and congratulations to our graduates. My name is Susan St. Ledger, and 35 years ago, I was in your shoes. I graduated from this university, and to be with you today is both exciting and daunting, which is frankly a perfect representation of how I felt on my graduation day in 1986. You may think today marks the end of being a student, but I'm here to tell you that your life as a student never ends. Many famous commencement speeches focus on uncertainty and give sound advice on resilience and overcoming life's unexpected obstacles. But you survived and thrived during 2020 with a pandemic and polarization in our society, unlike anything we've ever experienced before. You've proven your resiliency and learned to pivot no matter what the world throws at you. I'm pretty sure you've got this. Today, some of you may see the future the way I did 35 years ago, thinking of your whole life planned with job offers or graduate school or even engagements. And some of you might have no plan at all, but I suspect most of you are somewhere in between. In any event, I'm willing to bet that many of you will venture down paths unknown to you today. In 1986, graduating with a computer science degree, I'd secured my dream job at NSA, and I thought I would stay there, climbing the ladder for the rest of my career. At that time, I didn't even know a place like Silicon Valley existed, and I was certainly not alone. Think about that in contrast to its current well-known reputation and broad-reaching impact. No matter what career you pursue or where you live, Silicon Valley and its technology will continue to change our lives. When I look back, I realize my goals in 1986 were limited by my knowledge. And as my knowledge of the world and opportunities increased, so did my plans and ambitions. My pivots have made my life more exciting, challenging, rewarding, and fulfilling than I ever could have imagined. And I'm grateful for this every single day. Before I came to the University of Scranton, I was fortunate enough to be educated by my parents. My father, Dave, a teacher, also a University of Scranton alumni, and my mother, Mary, a nurse. My father taught me that the purpose of education, whether it's grade school or college, is to learn how to learn, so you understand how to learn for the rest of your life. My mother often reminded me that there were many life experiences outside of the classroom with tremendous educational value. Years later, it became clear to me that my father taught me to be a student for life, and my mother taught me to be a student of life. The same will be true for you. Because you are beneficiaries of a Jesuit education, the seeds that will enable you to make a difference have already taken root and you are well prepared to respond to a call to human excellence, continued development of the whole person, and lifelong learning. Being a student of life and a student for life in this increasingly fast-moving world filled with disruption and innovation requires intellectual curiosity and open-mindedness. These are attributes that will serve you well no matter your chosen industry or career path. As my former CEO, Mark Benioff, often says, Speed is the new currency of business. If you're not curious about what comes next, you're the day before yesterday's news. The moment you stop being curious and embracing change, everything will pass you by. These words are true because change is oxygen. It's constant, it's necessary, and without it, all companies, teams, products, and people will fall short of their potential. Don't just embrace change, demand it, especially where change is not happening fast enough. Social justice across genders and races, equity and access for all, participation and representation, while progressing, is still far behind the pace of technological innovation. Shouldn't it take much longer to create a new source of energy than to create a more equitable world? We all have different strengths, gifts, and interests. I urge you to bring your intellectual capacity, curiosity, and lifelong learning to advance our communities, our countries, and our world in any way that your gifts may allow. Congratulations, graduates. You have accomplished an incredible feat under extraordinary circumstances. I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Ms. St. Ledger. We know you are out there watching in California. We'll now proceed to the conferral of degrees in course. Candidates will be presented by their dean as a group. I ask that the candidates stand as they are presented. Please then remain standing until all the degrees are conferred. And now I call upon the Dean of the Kenya School of Management, Dr. Sam Baldona.
As Dean of the Kenya School of Management, I have the honor to present 206 candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree and 1 candidate for the Associate of Science degree, whose names have been listed in the program and are to be announced in this assembly. They have successfully completed all the requirements for this academic degree as prescribed in the catalog and by the department of the major, have passed their examinations and are hereby recommended by the faculty and the dean for the degrees to be noted. Will the candidates please arise? Members of the Board of Trustees, University President, University leadership, faculty and staff, friends and family. Here are the graduates, the very best from the University of Scranton. They have a date with destiny to transform the world, and that journey begins today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Baldona. In virtue of the powers conferred upon the Board of Trustees of the University of Scranton by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and by the board delegated to me, I accept the candidates for the degrees as they have been recommended, certified, and presented. And in the name of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of this university, admit them to the said degrees and proclaim them sons and daughters of the University of Scranton forever. Congratulations. You may now be seated. And now we move on to the individual and fun part of the ceremony, in which each graduate will be introduced and walk across the stage. The graduates will be presented with a translation of their diploma. The actual diplomas will be mailed to the graduates at a later date. Parents, graduates, I promise, it's in the mail. The diploma will get there very soon. At this time, I would ask Mr. Matt Martucci to begin the reading of the regular order of names.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following individuals participated in university honors programs, including the honors program the Special Jesuit Liberal Arts Honors Program, the Business Leadership Honors Program, the Business Honors Program, and the Magis Honors Program in STEM. Anne Elizabeth Amentler, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, summa cum laude. Nicole Catherine Cavanaugh, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, summa cum laude. Jenna Nicole Sear, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, summa cum laude. Matthew Michael DiBenedetto, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, Special Jesuit Liberal Arts Honors Program, summa cum laude. Michael Edward Deal, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, summa cum laude. Andrew John Ferrier, Jr., Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, summa cum laude. Emily E. Foster, Bachelor of Science, Special Jesuit Liberal Arts Honors Program, magna cum laude. Grace Mary Gallagher, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program. Livia Marie Kelly, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, Business Honors Program, magna cum laude. Alexis Mercedes Manzo, Bachelor of Science, Special Jesuit Liberal Arts Honors Program, cum laude. Matthew Thomas Marcotte, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, summa cum laude. Nak Khan Win, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, magna cum laude. Zelian Valencia Policarpio, Bachelor of Science, Special Jesuit Liberal Arts Honors Program. Christian David Rickroad, Bachelor of Science, Special Jesuit Liberal Arts Honors Program. Dagny Claire Rippon, Bachelor of Science, Honors Program, Business Leadership Honors Program, magna cum laude. Robert Joseph Shally III, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, magna cum laude. Kyle Sinnott Schaefer, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, summa cum laude. David J. Vergare Ramirez, Bachelor of Science, Business Leadership Honors Program, cum laude. Ladies and gentlemen, the following individuals are receiving the degree of Bachelor of Science. Michael Christopher Allen. Nicholas L. Amorisano. Corinne Jamie August. William Quinn Ossenheimer, summa cum laude. Saren E. Baldante. Emily Rose Barrett, summa cum laude. Erin Renee Bartel, magna cum laude. Maya Paige Bautista, cum laude. Diploma presented by Tamara Bautista. Caitlin Amanda Bentley. Julia Victoria Joan Betty, summa cum laude. Austin James Burley. Melissa Catherine Borzik. Diploma presented by Rachel Borzik. Molly A. Boyd, magna cum laude. Matthew R. Branca, magna cum laude. Jack Wade Brining, summa cum laude. Chloe Elizabeth Burns, magna cum laude. Ryan J. Burns. Frank M. Calabrese, Jr. Casey M. Calloway. Samantha Celine Camillo. Thomas E. Canny. Alyssa Nicole Capone, cum laude. Peter William Cassidy. Salvatore Michael Sirasola, Jr. Julia Elizabeth Calavita. Brianna B. Cole. Jeffrey Michael Colucci, Jr., summa cum laude. Brendan Russell Condon. Megan E. Conlon. Thomas J. Conlon. Haley Marie Connor. John Nicholas Conroy, magna cum laude. Jared P. Corbett. Abigail Rose Corrigan. Diploma presented by Rose Corrigan. Michael S. Cudahy. Michael J. Curran, magna cum laude. Christina Marie de la Espriela. Tyler DeGeorge, magna cum laude. William Joseph Delmore. Joseph Anthony DeLuca, summa cum laude. Kira D. Devers. Brian Miller Dignan. Michael T. Dingler, summa cum laude. Julia Ann Dolphin, magna cum laude. Ryan S. Dombrowski. Jack Taggart Donnelly. Bridget Elizabeth Doyle. Thomas Liam Doyle. Reagan Dunn, magna cum laude. Charles Max Ellick III. Dylan Thomas Uvino. Annalise Catherine Fagan, magna cum laude. Shane Fallon. Isabella M. Farina. Catherine Grace Farrell, magna cum laude. Matthew Thomas Ferraro. Michael V. Fisher. Evan J. Gackos. Mark Vincent Gagliardato, magna cum laude. Victoria Rose Gainey, summa cum laude. Nolan A. Janisevich. Stephanie B. Geslak. Kira Lynn Giametta. Christopher Gonzalez. Dominic G. Gorey. Matthew F. Gorman. Kyle Thomas Griffin. Ryan Michael Grimsland. Gary Joseph Ginan, magna cum laude. Christopher Ryan Harris. Jillian Catherine Henson. Madison Mary Henson. Jared Michael Herman. Jai Jacob Hoover. Kieran Joseph Uvain, cum laude. Nicholas James Janello. Michael Andrew Caroli, magna cum laude. Jared J. Keenan. Emily A. Kelleher. Michael V. Kelleher. Jake R. Klepfer. Maxwell J. Nerium, summa cum laude. Daniel Robert Kalaji. Patrick Thomas Ledwith. Peter Michael Leva. Amanda M. Liebig. Jillian Elise Little. Brian Jeffrey Luisi. Brian W. Madden. Daniel P. Mallet. Alec S. Mallory, magna cum laude. Thomas Michael McAuliffe, magna cum laude. Lilia Masha McDowell. James Patrick McGuire. John Terrence McLaughlin. Brian Howard Mix. Ama A. Mensa. Corey J. Miglianico. Brian Lavery Monahan, cum laude. Daniel Joseph Mongan, cum laude. Michael R. Moran. Holly Martina Moriarty, cum laude. Liam Joseph Mulcahy. Christopher Patrick Mullen, Jr. Brianna L. Morowski. Brian J. Murphy, Jr. Hallie Elizabeth Murphy, magna cum laude. Diploma presented by Mark Murphy. Kevin P. Murray, magna cum laude. Hannah E. O'Connor, cum laude. Reagan Elizabeth O'Hara, summa cum laude. John Osborne. Jared J. Paisley. Salvatore V. Palmieri, magna cum laude. Victoria C. Papa. Alyssa Sage Palowski, cum laude. Robert Grayson Fallon. Thomas Peter Piesla, magna cum laude. Brandon Michaels Pinaretta, summa cum laude. Matthew Pyro. Michael J. Piscopo, cum laude. Matthew J. Potter. Carrie L. Rafter. Jessica Lynn Rachel, summa cum laude. Olivia M. Reimer. Douglas F. Rockler. Taylor Kennedy Roman, magna cum laude. Paul Maxwell Royce. Thomas Gerard Salandra, summa cum laude. Molly Solitsky, diploma presented by Karen Solitsky. Brian A. Sawyer, cum laude. Matthew D. Sayak. Dylan Benedict Scacera. Ryan Christian Schultz, summa cum laude. Hallianne D. Serp, summa cum laude. Brian Santos Sevilla. Zachary J. Schaefer, magna cum laude. Abigail Claire Skakel, cum laude. Rohan C. Samar Jr. Jaden Cole Spora, cum laude. John N. Stafford. Emma Stumpo. Emily A. Sturgeon Turso, cum laude. Keith James Testaverde. Jake Christopher Tobia. Tommy L. Tolles II. Samantha Caitlin Urin, magna cum laude. Jalitza Vasquez. Julia Michelle Vicari, cum laude. Megan Kathleen Vogler. Tyler Brian Wakalowski, summa cum laude. Claire Therese Walsh, cum laude. Alexandra Teresa Wanis, summa cum laude. Kevin L. Worley. Rachel Rosa Elizabeth Work, summa cum laude. And ladies and gentlemen, our last graduate of the afternoon, Matthew Damon Yard, for that degree. Let's try that again. Our last graduate of the afternoon, the following individual is receiving the degree of Associate of Science. Tyler John Leschak. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure. Your 2021 Kenya School of Management, University of Scranton graduating class.
Congratulations, graduates. Graduates, I now ask you to rise for one more formality, but an important formality. As one more symbol of the successful completion of your bachelor's degree, I ask you now to please turn the tassels on your hat from the right to the left. Please be seated. Trustees, faculty, staff, administrators, parents, families, and finally, the undaunted members of the class of 2021, of the KSOM Class of 2021. I shouldn't say this, and please don't tell the other colleges and schools, but KSOM is clearly my favorite college here. So, but it'd be a little embarrassing for the others, so don't say anything to the others. We've come to the end of a long and challenging journey unlike any other in our history. The struggles of these many months make every opportunity to celebrate all the sweeter. Today, we're here to honor you and your remarkable accomplishments as unique individuals, and especially as the class of 2021. You've persevered behind face masks and the application of gooey sanitizer. You've held lunchroom conversations behind plexiglass shields and important classroom discussions 6 feet from each other. Many of you had to be isolated or quarantined from your classes and your friends and your family. After years of your parents telling you you had too much screen time, you were this year told repeatedly to get online one more time. Like all University of Scranton graduates, we knew your class would be remarkable. This past year, you've shown us that you are truly extraordinary. I am personally grateful for your leadership as seniors. You were essential to the success we had together this year, and for that, I thank you. As I reflect on the past year, I'm reminded of so many instances of your dedication and commitment. So many times that you went beyond just persevering towards this degree that we bestow on you today, and instead took care of each other and this great university. For example, I had the chance to deliver meals to students who were in quarantine or isolation. Remember that? A few of you are probably in quarantine or isolation. And I did that with Jeff Colucci, your classmate and student government president. Amidst his very challenging academic schedule and the added pressures of leading students through a pandemic, Jeff delivered meals several days each week. I have to admit that on a very practical level, as we traversed residence halls that I had never been in before, I would have been lost without him. Literally, I would have gotten lost in those residence halls. He knew exactly where to go and knew everyone we came across. It was made clear to me very soon that my job was to tag along and to haul the meals, and that Jeff was in charge. It was really a privilege to see how Jeff and his fellow student volunteers took care of each other through this difficult time. I will always appreciate how that experience gave me the chance to have a deeper conversation with Jeff about his dreams for the future and about how the pandemic has influenced him and your class. For me, this conversation with Jeff exemplified the spirit of your class: resiliency, commitment, grit, passion, and a love for this university. Of course, I can't mention love for this place without mentioning the loss of our beloved Father Pillars. I know that it is something that hit us all hard, and he was so important to so many of you. Throughout the pandemic, his faith in the university, the faculty, the staff, alumni, parents, and especially students, and especially your class, never once wavered. I know that he would want me now to remind you how much you've been loved by your family, by the faculty, and by your friends, and how that love changes everything. So let's take a little time now, and I ask that you, the graduating class, please join me in extending our sincerest thanks to those sitting around you today, all of the friends, family, and all of the supporting people who have supported you during your undergraduate journey. So let's take a little time, find your parents, and give them a round of applause for all they did. You can still make them pay for dinner tonight, though. Father Pilar's used poetry throughout the past 2 years to help us understand his personal experience and also our own. Lines from Ulysses that he would often quote talk about how we are one equal temper of heroic hearts, and how we must always remain strong in will, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Always remember that. Your heroic hearts, united, can accomplish anything, especially with the blessings and care of a University of Scranton education. You are entering a world profoundly changed by the pandemic. It is your responsibility and opportunity to help shape that world. We are all emerging from this pandemic as new people and as new communities. We will eventually take off our masks, and what will be revealed behind them is actually our true character. When we are no longer social distancing, we will know who is ready to work together in unity and solidarity to rebuild a great society. I'm confident that your University of Scranton education has prepared you to be leaders in this re-emerging world in profound and loving ways. I've seen you do this all year, and I know you will take this into the future. And so I congratulate you one more time on your accomplishment and challenge you to remain close to your alma mater, and especially to each other. May God bless each of you, and may God bless the University of Scranton. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. David Marks. I'm the Interim Associate Provost of Academic Affairs. It's my pleasure, my honor, to be able to offer the benediction for services this afternoon. So I invite you to stand. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let us unite our hearts in solidarity and kinship and entrust to the hands of the Lord the members of this graduation class of 2021. May God, who began this good work in you, carry it through to completion, enabling you to use your talents to the fullest. May God give you the grace to make wise decisions and to be faithful to your commitments, always confident in the support of those who love you. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you always seek more and strive for excellence in all that you do. May God bless you with anger at discrimination, injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that you will serve others by working for justice, equality, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain, rejection, hunger, and war, so that you will reach out your hand and comfort them and change their pain into joy. May God bless you with the foolishness to think that you can make a difference in the world, so that you will do the things which others tell you cannot be done. And may your lives and your integrity be a gift to the world, and may you find God in all things. And may Almighty God bless each of you, your family and friends, and the University of Scranton, now and forever. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Marks. You may be seated. As we come to the close of our ceremony, I want to thank a number of people who made this event possible and made this weekend possible. Especially the staff of the arena. They've been great to work with to make sure that this feels like the University of Scranton, and it does feel like the University of Scranton here. I want to thank the University of Scranton's physical plant, the singers and the band, royal ambassadors, the registrar's office, the color guard, the staff managing the audio and video, and the entire commencement committee. We especially remember today a member of the commencement committee who really helped to lead these commencements for many, many years, and honor the memory of Joe Weatherall, our commencement director, who passed away this summer. So many people put so much time into making this a special event, and let's give them all a round of applause. And I'd ask you to stand one more time, please. We'll now have the singing of the alma mater, which is printed on the back cover of your program. Will be led by the University Performance Music Student Ensemble. Graduates, after the alma mater, we ask you to please remain seated while the stage party and the faculty recess. Graduates will be directed to exit row by row through the rear of the arena following the stage party and the faculty. Graduates will meet their guests outside of the east and west gates. We ask that all guests please exit the parking lots as soon as possible so that we have time to prepare for our next ceremony that begins at 4:30. This has been a wonderful ceremony. Graduates, listen to the words of the alma mater as we close this ceremony, and know that we love you and you will always be a part of the University of Scranton family. Let's give them one more round of applause.
The hours too quickly slip away and mingle into years, but memories of our Scranton days will last whatever next appears. The legacy from those before is briefly ours to hold. We leave the best behind for others as the coming years unfold. With faith and lives that touch us here and paths that ours have crossed, we know that reaching for the rising sun is surely worth the cost. May God be ever at our side. May goodness fill our days. We hail as loving sons and daughters, alma mater ours always. home.